Welcome back, everyone, to the program. I'm your host, as always, whatever channel you're watching. I really appreciate it. I put out videos as often as I can. As whenever I have something important to say, I want to share it out there, let you guys know about it, keep it nice and short so you can digest it. But I really appreciate you spending some of your valuable time here with me, just trying to educate yourself and learn more, because that's what we do. We educate people, and that's what we're all about. But let me point to the correct shoulder. There we go. There's my Twitter handle. You can follow me there. Sometimes I put some stuff over there too. But let's dive right into it. What am I talking about today? I'm going to be talking about the supply of Bitcoin, a couple of different interesting points to talk about, some extra news, some more things that we're sharing with our insiders, our inner circle over Economic Preppers. I'll get to that in a moment. Before I get all to that, which is a horrible sentence, I'll try that again. Before I get to all that, I want to thank you once again for watching, and please ask you for one little favor. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video with somebody who hasn't seen me yet, I hope, just to help the channel grow. Really appreciates the channel, helps us get things moving forward. I'm trying to put more content out on different platforms, see how that goes, but you know, they really just don't like us talking about certain topics. But hey, we do what we can. Really appreciate you taking the time. Let's jump right into it. So let me share my screen. What is the supply chain that's going to affect Bitcoin? What is that all about? I think most of you know it's either called the halving or the halvening. There's great debate on which one that is the right thing to call. But let me scroll this down so you can see it's 47 days from when at the time I'm recording. It goes from 6.25 coins per block, 3.25, 3 1/8. Okay, approximately every 10 minutes after every 210,000 blocks. So it is an estimate. Okay, that's why it's a countdown roughly. And it's extrapolated based on the number of blocks and how often it's going. They just update this as best they can. The estimated time right now is the April 21st. It will move a couple of days here and there, but we'll get more accurate as we get closer, because the number of blocks that get issued at any given time is a little random. It's based on when the miners solve the problem. So here's your inflation curve. So we're going from, you can see it steps down every 4. And we're going from 900 a day down to 450 coins a day. Okay, I'll get to that in a moment and put that in perspective. And why does this matter so much? Well, the ETFs are buying like crazy. Okay, the Bitcoin ETFs, there's 11 of them now, and they have to buy Bitcoin and hold it because they're spot ETFs. Now, right now, for certain over-the-counters and for a lot of over-the-counters and a lot of websites like Coinbase, they have access to a supply of Bitcoin. But that supply is dwindling, and people are guessing when that might run out. I will have an interesting chart to share for my insiders about that, about my estimation of where that goes. But the price is reflecting to this, is that we're up to 67,000 based on where we're at right now. Obviously, at any given time you watch this, it could be changing, but we're getting close to an all-time high again. We're at 67,000 for Bitcoin. But there's an interesting account that the whales are tracking. So there's an account called Mr. 100, and that is there's I think it's Trader Whale. I have to remember what they show, but there are whale accounts over on Whale Watcher over on Twitter that watch this. But if you go and click this account, let me find Mr. 100, and you can click on his activity. There's a bit info chart to open up this screen. I highlighted this make it a little bit easier for you to read. This is one account. Okay, this is one account, one address. There it is. And you can publish this stuff because it's a public address. You can't go backwards. So this is basically, if you want to send him more Bitcoin, not that he needs it, but this is where the Bitcoin he's at. And he's got a lot of Bitcoin in this he's got over 50,000 Bitcoin in this particular address that represents over basically $3.5 billion. But what this is interesting in, why he's called Mr. 100, is that he's buying 100 Bitcoin, give or take, on the regular. All the ones highlighted in light blue here were all done on February 29th. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 transactions. And for whatever reason, he or she loves to buy 100 Bitcoin at a time, give or take. There's 102 when he closed out the day before he went to sleep. So I guess you can guess this is a universal time. So that would be 3 o'clock in England. So maybe he's on the East Coast about 8 p.m. and he started at who knows what time he or she does this. But you can see throughout this history a lot of 100s. He doubled up here. He wanted to do 2 and call it a day. But you can see basically he's buying roughly 100 Bitcoin at a time. Now, these numbers are interesting. Let me put this in perspective a little bit before we wrap up this nice and short video. And I will share my screen one last time because I want to point this out. If you guys want to know more, okay, you can come over to EconomicPreppers. All right, EconomicPreppers. That's the website. Hit the inner circle button right at the top. Join here now, and bang, you got the ability to join us on our AMA. You become a VIP, get all the videos that we record on the back end. It's only $47 a month. Really appreciate that. Helps us out. Helps Dylan and myself as we add more and more content, and as Dylan's working diligently to upgrade our website and get some things going on the back end. We will have another AMA on the 13th at 5 p.m. West Coast time, but we record everything and you can give us questions ahead of time. But we'll be talking about the supply chain and the halving or the halvening, whatever you want to call it, as we head into that, among other topics. But the point I wanted to make about just that one particular account, that Mr. 100, and I think he bought 9 or 10 times. Let's say he bought 9 that day. That's not 9 times 100. That's 900 Bitcoin. That is the supply created by all the Bitcoin miners all over the planet in a 24-hour period. That is the supply of Bitcoin. The daily supply of Bitcoin right now, and that will be cut in half at the halving event. So in 6 weeks, give or take, maybe 7, that goes from 900 a day to 450. Now, for a different perspective, and to keep this all, get an idea of how much is being bought right now. The ETFs are stocking up. The ETF numbers, based on what I've heard recently, we're only about 5 weeks in about the ETFs that are adding Bitcoin as fast as they can. They have added approximately 10,000 Bitcoin per day in the last 33 days. That is a third of a million Bitcoin. Now, there's only 20 million Bitcoin available right now. They're still minting and mining the last million, but you get the idea, right? There's not a lot of Bitcoin out there, and it's going to be harder and harder to acquire. So if you want to learn how to do it properly, secure it well, what to do with it, get the hardest asset that's ever been created by mankind. And that's not hyperbole at all. This is the only asset that we know how much there's ever going to be. And we have a forecast. We know exactly what the supply is and how much is going to be created any given day based on the computer code. It's not going to change. And there's only ever going to be 21 million worth of them. So to put this in perspective and to close this nice, tidy video up, and again, thank you for watching. Again, hit that like, share, subscribe. Helps us out. Leave a comment down below. Please share this channel. Helps us grow. Helps us get a bigger audience. Helps grow our community. Helps you guys as well, because of the bigger community, the more we can serve and the more support that we can give you and network you guys with other people. You get the idea. But the point I was trying to make, right? If they're buying 10,000 Bitcoin a day with these ETFs, and they're only making less than 1,000 a day, they're making 900 a day right now. That's 100 times the supply of any given day that they're buying up. And they've only been active for 5 weeks, barely. Okay. It's not going to be long until that supply dries up. Now, when is that date going to be? When is it going to be really hard to get a hold of Bitcoin? We have some forecasts on that. We'll be sharing them on our next AMA. We have some charts as well that will kind of hint as to when that supply is going to run out. So it's not going to last forever, folks, but we want to help you to get it safely and securely, know how to store it, know how to get these assets, get your fiat currency off your books, have that bad currency drive out the good, get that good hard asset to preserve be a store of value in the world of digital gold that is Bitcoin. So a lot said today. I'm going to leave it right there. It's probably too many videos I made at once. My mouth is dry already, but I really appreciate the time. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.